Raiders release Christian Wilkins. What it means for the team. In a stunning turn of events, the Las Vegas Raiders' choice to part ways with Christian Wilkins has sent shockwaves through the NFL, revealing the team's unwavering commitment to excellence, both on and off the field. But here's where it gets controversial. Was the decision justified, or did it set a dangerous precedent for player treatment? Let's dive in. On July 25th, 2025, Ryan McFadden, a seasoned NFL reporter for ESPN's NFL Nation, broke the news that the Raiders had released Wilkins after a lengthy deliberation process. The 29-year-old defensive tackling departure was not a sudden decision, but the culmination of a complex situation that left the team with no clear path for his return. Coach Pete Carroll, known for his straightforward approach, explained the rationale behind the move, emphasizing the team's high standards and expectations. "We took a long time to make our decision," Carroll stated. "We wanted to be thorough and fair. There was no clear path to his return, and we had to make a tough call." The Raiders' commitment to excellence was evident in their official statement, which highlighted their dedication to upholding high standards. Carroll's message was clear. The team is going all in, and everyone must be on board. Wilkins, who had been recovering from a Jones fracture in his left foot since October, faced a critical juncture in his career. The Raiders, citing his failure to maintain physical condition to play, voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money on his contract on June 4th. This move sparked controversy, as Wilkins had reportedly gone against medical advice regarding another surgery on his foot. The NFL Players Association, NFLPA, promptly filed a grievance on Wilkins' behalf, setting the stage for a potential legal battle. The financial implications of Wilkins' release are significant. If the voiding of guarantees stands, the Raiders will only have to pay his prorated signing bonus, a yearly cap hit of $9.925 million through 2028. This decision not only affects Wilkins' future, but also sends a message to the rest of the league about the Raiders' stance on player conduct and performance. As the dust settles, the Raiders' defensive line competition is heating up. Third-year edge rusher Tyree Wilson, a high draft pick in 2023, has been given opportunities to shine, playing inside during training camp. The team has also added talent through the draft, selecting defensive tackles Tonka Hemingway and J.J. Pegues, while Leki Fotu and Jonah Leulu are vying for starting spots alongside Adam Butler, who signed a 3-year extension in the offseason. The Raiders even worked out veteran defensive tackle Quinton Jefferson, showcasing their determination to strengthen the defensive line. Defensive end Max Crosby, a key player for the Raiders, expressed confidence in the team's depth and talent. "We've got a ton of talent," he said. "I trust those guys. I know they're going to be ready when it comes to game day, because we need them." The Raiders' decision to release Wilkins has sparked a debate about player treatment and team standards. While some argue that the move was necessary to uphold the team's values, others question the fairness of voiding guaranteed money based on injury recovery. What do you think? Is the Raiders' decision justified, or does it set a concerning precedent for player rights in the NFL? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The shocking release of Christian Wilkins. What went wrong? Imagine being on top of the world with a lucrative $110 million contract and a promising partnership with a top NFL team. Only how it all come crashing down in a matter of months. This is exactly what happened to Christian Wilkins, the defensive tackle, who was released by the Las Vegas Raiders due to a contentious dispute over his rehab from a season-ending foot injury. But here's where it gets interesting. The Raiders reportedly voided Wilkins' contract, citing his handling of the injury as the reason. This move has sparked a financial dispute, with Wilkins filing a grievance with the NFL Players Association. So what exactly happened, and how do the finances work? Let's dive in and explore the details. The Raiders signed Wilkins to a 4-year, $110 million deal last offseason, but his time with the team was cut short when he suffered a Jones fracture after just 5 games. He was placed on injured reserve in early October after undergoing season-ending surgery. Prior to joining the Raiders, Wilkins had emerged as a standout player with the Miami Dolphins, registering a career-high 9 sacks in 2023 and stellar play against the run. He had appeared in all 17 games in 3 straight seasons with the Dolphins before joining the Raiders. The Raiders released Wilkins with a terminated vested veteran designation, voiding the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money on his contract. This move has significant implications, and the language of terminated vested veteran is key to understanding the situation. According to Article 30, Section 3A of the NFL's collective bargaining agreement, a player can be terminated if they fail to exhibit a good faith effort in their rehab. The Raiders hinted at dissatisfaction with Wilkins' handling of his rehab, stating that they had decided to move on from him due to a lack of clear path or plan for his return to play. But here's the part that's sparking controversy. The Raiders' decision to void Wilkins' contract has raised questions about the team's commitment to player health and well-being. Some argue that the Raiders are prioritizing its own interests over the welfare of its players, while others see the move as a necessary step to protect the team's financial interests. And this is the part that most people miss. The NFLPA is currently going through its own controversy, with leadership changes and debates over player rights. This dispute between the Raiders and Wilkins could be a test case for the NFLPA's ability to protect its players' interests. So what's next for Wilkins? The Athletic's Diana Rossini reported that teams believe Wilkins' next steps will be to make visits and take physicals with potential suitors. As a vested veteran, Wilkins can avoid waivers and choose his next landing spot. However, his foot issue remains a significant concern, and his health will be paramount to his chances of finding a new home. Until his health becomes clearer, it's hard to project what's next for his career or which teams might be interested. The financial implications of this dispute are also worth exploring. According to Spotrac, Wilkins' 4-year, $110 million deal included $82.75 million in guarantees and $57.5 million in full guarantees. He made $49.7 million in his 5 games with the Raiders, including the $24 million signing bonus, $5 million base salary, and $120,000 roster game bonus. The Raiders' decision to void his contract means that Wilkins will not receive the remaining $35.2 million in guaranteed money. As we watch this situation unfold, we can't help but ask, what does this mean for the future of player contracts and team-player relationships in the NFL? Will this dispute set a precedent for how teams handle player injuries and rehab? And what role will the NFLPA play in protecting its players' interests? The answers to these questions will be crucial in determining the outcome of this controversy. We want to hear from you. Do you think the Raiders were justified in voiding Wilkins' contract, or do you think the team is prioritizing its own interests over player welfare? Let us know in the comments. Patriots consider signing Christian Wilkins after Raiders release. Vrabel speaks out. When a star player becomes available, the NFL world holds its breath. This time, it's Christian Wilkins, a standout defensive tackle whose career has seen both triumphs and turbulence. The New England Patriots are reportedly interested in exploring a potential deal with him, according to head coach Mike Vrabel. But here's where things get complicated and fascinating. Wilkins is nearing his release from the Las Vegas Raiders, a move confirmed by the team just recently. While the Patriots haven't made any official moves yet, Vrabel hinted at internal discussions about Wilkins during a press conference before day 3 of training camp at Gillette Stadium. This is something that's still very fresh, Vrabel admitted. I don't have all the details yet about Christian's situation, but I do know him personally. I even recruited him back when he was in high school in Connecticut. That personal connection could play a role as the Patriots weigh their options. For those unfamiliar with the backstory, Wilkins' departure from the Raiders comes with controversy attached. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the 29-year-old is being released with the label of terminated vested veteran. What does this mean? Essentially, the Raiders cut ties because they weren't satisfied with how Wilkins approached his recovery from a Jones fracture in his left foot, an injury sustained last October. Reports suggest that Wilkins declined to undergo another surgery on his foot, despite the team's belief that it was necessary for his long-term health. This raises an important question. Should players have the final say over their medical decisions, even if it conflicts with what their employers think is best? Wilkins' journey in the league has been nothing short of remarkable. Drafted in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft, he spent 5 productive seasons with the Miami Dolphins before joining the Raiders in 2024. However, injuries limited him to just 5 games last season, leaving fans wondering whether he can return to his peak form. If the Patriots decide to bring him aboard, it would mark a significant gamble, but one that could pay off handsomely if Wilkins regained his dominance on the field. And this is the part most people miss. Beyond the stats and the headlines, there's a human element to every decision like this. For Wilkins, this moment represents a crossroads in his career. Will he prove doubters wrong and bounce back stronger than ever, or will lingering concerns about his health overshadow his talent? These are the kinds of questions that make sports so compelling. As the Patriots mull over their next steps, we're left to ponder. Is Wilkins worth the risk? Could his experience and skill set fill a critical gap in New England's defense? And perhaps most intriguingly, should teams prioritize loyalty to players who've shown resilience in the face of adversity or focus solely on performance metrics? Sound off in the comments and let us know your thoughts.